Okay, before we begin, I'll inform you about Unacademy Plus. So, like you see this class that's happening live. Similarly, we have the entire CAT preparation classes online. Okay, so what's the benefit of going for an online class rather than the offline traditional method? So there is a lot of benefits like if you are a working individual or you are studying, then it's not possible to make time to go to the class and attend it. Okay, sometimes you might even miss it, and if you miss it, there is no way, like if you whatever is missed is missed. But here, okay, but in the online method you can learn whenever you want to. Okay, the classes starts from 7 in the morning and it goes on till 12 in the night. So it depends on you, like whenever you're free, whether early morning or late night or in the middle, whenever you want to study, you can study in that time slot. You will have the access to all the classes, but whichever is suitable to you, you can watch those. Okay, so also the mock test, you don't have to buy it separately from anywhere else because it's included in the subscription, and the 1 year subscription costs you around one fifth of the traditional offline classes. Okay, so what are you waiting for? If you are interested to prepare online with us with Unacademy, you can check the link below, and the price, like for 1 year course, it's 17,500. But if you apply my referral code, that is Riya Agarwal, you can get the course at a flat 10% off, that is for 15750. Okay, so if you are interested or have any query, you can comment in the section below. We'll now start the class. Also, those who are like will be writing CAT to 2020 for the first time and like want to check where they stand now, like what they have to prepare, how much they have to prepare, which section they are weak in. To check all those things, you can appear for the free mock test that Unacademy Plus is taking on 15th of this month. Okay, so you can check the link below and register for that. It's for free. You can give the test and check out where you stand in your preparation, where you have to begin with. So a lot of questions can be answered once you write the test. Okay, let's begin with the class now. We are seeing syllogisms. So what is syllogism? It is an instance of a form of reasoning in which conclusion is drawn from two given or assumed propositions, premises. A common or middle term is present in two premises but not in the conclusion, which may be invalid. For example, all dogs are animals and all animals have four legs. Therefore, should all dogs have four legs? Yes, because dogs are what? Animals. Animals have what? Four legs. So dogs, being animals, will have four legs. So do you see the common term here was animals? It was in both the statements but not in the conclusion. So there can be a lot of ways of solving this topic syllogisms. A lot of ways are there in the market. You will see something like 150 method, and there may be some other types. But I suggest the best way is to go traditional here. Okay, what traditional? By solving it using Venn diagrams, because once you understand the concept, there is no forgetting in that, and you will always end up getting a correct answer. Okay, in the shortcut 50 100 methods and all, like if you forget something or if you like forget how to solve it or the method or the shortcut, you might go wrong, right? But with this like full-fledged method, Venn diagram, you will never go wrong. So the four basic concepts are, what are basic concepts? Basic concepts means nothing but like the sentences will begin with these words: all, some not, no. All and some are what? They are of the positive sense, and some not and no are negative sense, where all is 100% positive and no is 100% negative. We will now see the Venn diagram representation for these types. Okay, so first is all. All A R Z will be represented how? All A R Z. So it will be represented like this: all part of A will be inside all part of Z. Okay, the circle of A will be inside the circle of Z. Next, sum A is Z. So only some part of A will be overlapping with some part of Z. Sum not, some part of A you have to mark it and put a cross with Z. So here, suppose we'll go back. Okay, if I tell you the conclusion is all Z are A, will that be true? No. I see that some part of Z is not A. So all A are Z, but all Z is not A. Vice versa is not true. Okay, tell me if some Z are A is true. Yes, that will be true because we see that this some part of Z is also A. Okay. Okay, also let me tell you one more thing. Suppose the conclusion is some A are Z. What will you say? Will it be true or false? Some A are Z. It will be true. Why? Because there is 100% relationship. All A is Z. But if someone says only some is, then you cannot tell that it's wrong. All is, so all, yes, some is also like intersecting. Okay, so if the relationship is of all and if they say some, you have to take it as correct. Okay? But if it is a some relationship but they say all, then no. Okay? Next, some A is Z. Also, some Z is A. Will that be true? Yes. Okay, so here only in this case, vice versa is true. Next, some A is not Z. What happens in this case? Is the vice versa true? Some Z is not A. Is that true? No. Okay. Some A is not Z does not mean that some Z is not A. So only this part, suppose you have marked one part, only this part of A is not Z whatsoever. What about the remaining part? What about this area? So about this there is no information given, but this part can be either positively or negatively related to Z. So telling that some Z is not A is wrong. Okay. The next one is no. No A is Z. So for no A is Z, you will find that people represent it in this way. What happens if you represent it in this way is, it looks like there is no relation between A and relation. No means 100% negative relation. Okay, like if you talk about people, they are not related to each other. But is it so? No, they are. What we are going to do is we are going to use this line to connect them and then a cross to indicate that there is absolutely 100% negative relation between A and Z. Because if you do it in this format without making the line and cross, it will lead you to wrong conclusions. I'll show you how. We'll come across an example like that. So let's begin with example 1. All girls are pencils and all pencils are books. So are all girls books? What will be the answer? Okay, the answer will be yes. All girls are books because the diagram will look like this. First, draw it for all girls are pencils. So all girls will be inside all pencils, and then all pencils will be inside all book circle. Now, the conclusion is all girls are true. I'll look at my diagram and I'll see that yes, all girls are parts of all books circle. So it is true. Good morning, Mahavir. Let's see example 2. All girls are pencils. Some books are pencils. All flowers are books. These are the statements. You have to use the statements and draw the Venn diagram and then check the conclusions from the Venn diagram. Try it. Tell me which conclusions follow. Okay, so we'll draw the diagram first. Okay, this is how the diagram will look like. All girls are pencils. So here girls are pencils. Some books are pencils, some intersection between books and pencil. And all flowers are books. So all flowers are books. So this is how it will look like. But let's see the conclusion. Number one, all pencils are flowers. No, I don't see an intersection between pencils and flowers. Some girls are books, no intersection. Some flowers are girls, no intersection. But you might be thinking that last two conclusions, 2 and 3, might be possible if you draw the diagram in this manner, or if you bring it little more further and girls and flowers can overlap, then conclusion 2 and 3 will follow. But that is just a possibility. You're just taking this as a possible case. But what about this? Even this case is possible. So if you mark 2 and 3 correct according to this case, it will go wrong, right? So you have to not answer on the basis of possibility. Rather, you have to stick to your own Venn diagram that you have curated from these statements, and then check the conclusions. Okay. Next example. Some men are cars, some train are men. So use those and draw the Venn diagram. Check the conclusions. Okay, so some men are cars and some train are men. This is how the diagram will look like. Some trains are car. I don't see a relation between train and car. Some cars are men. Yes, that's true. So only conclusion B follows. B is the correct answer. Okay, now we will see the questions on negative sense. Example 1. No men are pen and no pen are women. So are no men women? Excuse me. So the answer is no men are women. That's false. The conclusion does not follow. So that is what I was trying to explain you when I was explaining the basics. So when you draw it for no pen, so if you suppose draw this diagram without making the line and a cross, no pen are men does not means that they have no relation. So if you draw a men circle, pen circle, woman circle and not connect them, it would look like they don't have any relation. And when you check the conclusion, no men are women, it will look to you, oh yeah, men and women are also not related, they are in separate circles. So maybe they are, like, it is true, it follows, but it's wrong. Why? I told you, you have to mark it like this. Okay, if there is a no relation, it does not mean no relation, it means negative relation. It means there is a 100% negative relation between men and pen. None of the men can be pen, or none of the pen can be men, or none of the pen can be woman. Okay, so now the question is, no men are women. Is that also true? So do you see a line and a cross between men and women circles? I don't see it. So that's why I can say that the conclusion does not follow. Okay? Is that clear? Therefore, it's important to make this line and a cross between the circles to be clear that no does not means no relation. No means negative relation. To keep that in mind, you have to do it in this way. You will never go wrong if you use this. Let's see the second example. Solve it. No peacock is fish, no fish is water. So there is a 100% negative relation between peacock fish and fish water. Draw that first and then check the conclusion. So this is the diagram we'll get. No peacock is water. So do you see a line and a cross between peacock and water? No. So that's not following. Some water are not fish. Now see, water and fish have a 100% negative relation. So I told you, if the relation is 100% and if the conclusion says some, whether positive or negative, if it is 100% and the relation says some, it will have to be true. Okay, some water are not fish have to be true, because वो wrong तो नहीं हो सकता ना, वो तो पूरा ही it's a negative relation. But telling that some water are not fish, you cannot say that it's wrong. Though all water is not fish is true, but some water are not fish cannot be wrong. It have to be true also. So the answer is option B, only conclusion 2 follows. Okay. So that's it about the basics. I hope I have been able to explain you this. You can try some more questions later, and if you have any doubts, you can ask me tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll have more classes to see more questions. Okay. So that's it for today. Thank you very much and all the best for your endeavor.